Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you a birthday review for Chuck Norris, who just recently turned 80 years old. Yes, Chuck Norris is 80 years old now. I really cannot believe that. At the same time, it feels like he's been around forever, so go figure. But yeah, happy 80th birthday to Chuck, who I know for a fact is not watching this. But for his 80th birthday, I've been on a Chuck kick for a while. I've reviewed a decent portion of some of his earliest films. And that brought me to the Octagon, which I've been pretty eager to see for some time, ever since watching the trailer again, about a month or two ago. And it was released in 1980 and follows Scott James, played by Chuck Norris, who's a veteran martial arts expert and is recruited as the protector of the wealthy and beautiful Justine Karen Carlson after she becomes the target of a ninja clan. When Scott finds out that his ruthless arch nemesis McCarn is involved with the stealthy and dangerous criminals, he is eager to settle old scores. Soon Scott is facing off against McCarn and the entire ninja horde in an effort to take them all down.
Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel.
Hey, I'm Sylvia Saska.
And I'm Jen Saska.
And we're the Saska Sisters. Get a part of this. Subscribe to the little butt down there. Look.
That write-up on Google is a little bit wrong, unless they're trying to play off the sort of twist in the movie. Not really a twist necessarily, but it's not exactly what it was saying in that, in terms of who and what and stuff like that. I don't know. I wouldn't to spoil it, but it is what it is. The description is a little inaccurate, shocker. But yeah, the Octagon, I've been pretty eager to, revisit for quite some time. I've actually really enjoyed a lot of Chuck Norris's earlier films. I really liked Force of One. I really enjoyed Forced Vengeance, and I think the Octagon is right about at that same level. I mean, flip a coin or have a slight preference for one is kind of my stance on those three. I think they fit together pretty nicely, and I think Chuck Norris actually displayed, even at that point in his career, a really nice amount of consistency in his work and quality and style of his films. And they do still feel distinct. I mean, this one especially, with the whole ninja clan thing going on. There's a decent, sometimes gloomy sort of vibe to it, especially near the end, and the sequence at the fortress, if you want to say that the ninja clan is operating out of, or the Octagon itself, right? There's a decent atmosphere that comes along with that, I guess. And Chuck Norris, again, people don't give him much credit for his acting ability, but I think, again, he's a natural here. I think he I also loved Silent Rage, by the way. I think he gets to display a little more range in at least one or two of those movies, but again, pretty good here. No complaints. He feels natural and believable in his role. And speaking of Silent Rage, by the way, we also have Brian Libby, who played the serial killer in that movie, as a sort of supporting minor character in this one. So it's kind of fun and thing to see him again. I'm actually wanting more of him. I think he's could be one of those really great villain action actors, but he's really never given much of a chance outside of Silent Rage, which again I really liked. Karen Carlson, I thought actually gave a pretty nice job. I gave gave a pretty nice performance. Yeah, I can tell she was a very decent actress. Her character did get a little bit frustrating to a point, though, but they know how to go back on it a little bit, partway through the movie. Lee Van Cleef, who I know is in a lot of classic, Western films, like A Few Dollars More and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly and stuff like that. He sort of has like that villainy kind of sinister, classic sort of look to him. You're very unsure of his character in the movie, up to Tadashi Yamashita, who plays Sakara, who is a very prominent figure within that ninja clan. Watch the movie to find out more. Then you have, Carol Bagdasarian. I probably butchered her name as well. I quite liked her, actually. She is probably, I don't want to, just condense her to this, but she's probably one of my favorite Chuck Norris girls, really, along with the lead actress from Force of One. For different reasons, but I really liked her. I'm glad they actually gave her character something to do. I think it should be a credit to the movie that, for the time they had a pretty strong female character, and I found her believable and sexy and appealing, and she and Chuck, I think, had decent chemistry together. Even though Chuck Norris's expression there isn't all that enthusiastic, but and again, the fight scenes themselves, I thought were pretty good overall. I think it's really nicely choreographed. Again, there's really no cuts, nothing like that. Obviously, not as complex and crazy as some fight scenes can get nowadays in proper martial arts or action films, but very, I think, smooth and still somewhat realistic, but obviously still looking well trained enough. I enjoyed it. I like the whole setting with the Octagon thing, and that being the main point of where things happen, for the most part. And again, I just have to give so much credit to Chuck Norris, natural in his acting role, and putting so much effort into the fight scenes. And yes, I'm even used to him as a blonde now when I watch his earlier films. I thought he was quite good in this movie, very easy to root for and likable. And again, you get a shirtless Chuck at one point, so that's cool, right? Yeah, there you go. But yeah, I gotta say, I really, really enjoyed the Octagon. I think it could be within my top 5 favorite Chuck Norris movies. I mean, it's a minority opinion, but I'm liking some of these earlier movies like this, Force Vengeance, Force of One, more than things like Invasion USA, personally. That could just be my taste or my mood, who knows, but yeah, I really enjoyed the Octagon. I gave it an 8 out of 10 on IMDb. Percentage-wise, I'd give it probably between like an 84 86%. Another very solid early Chuck film that I find very little wrong with. Nothing really at all. I think it's another classic martial arts film that everyone should watch. The ending is a bit abrupt. Not quite as abrupt as Invasion USA was, speaking of. I preferred a little bit of aftermath with it. Kind of sounds when the final fight is over. But there's a good bit of suspense within that final fight sequence, and I still think it's well handled and still fairly satisfying, and you really get in, your solid hitting martial arts fix, within the last quarter of the movie, and the whole thing kind of erupts. And it's a pretty exciting martial arts flick, I think, overall. So yeah, I think that's a lot about the Octagon. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and I also think it had a decent, somewhat, I don't know if I'll say complex plot, but there's a little more detail to it than some of those other earlier films, which, I love nonetheless, but I thought this one was a little bit more intricate than that. They tried to do a little bit more with it, so yeah. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.